All right, strategic pivot, the foundational interactive documentaries and transcript system. Now, the interactive documentaries is just one form of learning content that I think will be a huge opportunity. Those will be like Mastery.com produces, where you have a back and forth, you watch a little bit of a documentary, and then you have an interactive quiz blended with the documentary, which kind of allows you to take bullet points and summaries at different stages of the video such that you can connect concepts. Firmly confident it will help people conceptualize the relationship between things. You get the important takeaways at each chunk of the video, and you can break down really complicated things extremely effectively that way and make it easy for people to follow along. Now, there are other opportunities in the marketplace, such as Study.com has really well-built videos and then courses and questions that are related to the videos, and they're just separate. They're not an interactive documentary, but it's still a supplemental content system that a lot of teachers and educators are using, and it's extremely valuable because they produce a lot of really high-quality content. Students can search around for things. That's the big point that I'm trying to get to, is students can search around for things to bolster their established class load. They can get extra credit for learning about diverse different things that can be happening in the world, or in high school, if your school doesn't offer certain programs or certain classes, because different schools will prioritize different things, now you have this extracurricular supplemental content system, and again, you can relate this to the emerging content in the world, and it'll help people canvas for different career opportunities they might be interested in. They'll get to see effectively a little bit of job shadowing in really deep ways, especially once we blend this with network models like The Apprentice, like Workforce Heroes or Shark Tank, all three of those. And so you can see people contributing to different levels of this. If we build the automated driving overall strategy that I believe in, we're going to have some sort of way of knowing what lane you're in based upon the paint pattern. There's going to be, and the paint will look just like a white line or a yellow line. The yellow you can see with drive-by visual, but you can actually make something that will scan in a radar technology, and it will show up underneath the snow or underneath any covering on the road, and so you'll be able to, it'll be safer. It's a better system for that reason. And so you just need to think about making barcode-like patterns, either widthwise or lengthwise across the lane, and then you'll be able to scan those and you'll know what lane you're always in based upon those unique X-ray scannable barcode-like patterns. And so again, we want a system that is very, very thorough, and we want to build the best system for society that works in all regions. And then we want to get different automakers, to say, like, the different companies who've come up with and perfected these key pieces should market themselves for having partnerships with different brands and for helping to make this overall system possible. And so you can highlight the different contributions of different organizations. You can talk about safety improvements for these different approaches to the problem. And so I'm getting a little ahead here. Focused on the interactive documentaries and transcript system, you want to be able to protect the education community's ability to organize and manage how these interactive transcript systems evolve. Strategic Pivot is not trying to do that. The government is not trying to do that. You position the education industry, those collaborators and those networks, and you protect that organizational ability for them to manage that level of this overall platform for society through the addendums of Strategic Pivot. You come up with their unique agreements between those different parties and partnerships in the education sector. And then I started to get ahead here, and I'm going to move to the next video after this. I'm just going to check and see, because I talk about the way you can break apart the way the learning content is archived. That's the big thing. That's the big objective for enabling this. You have to work on the way the learning content can be imported into a modeling system that can help you visualize these roadmaps to success and these different conceptual relationships in a roadmap to success. And so, again, there are lots of different ways that people can earn credit in different ways. And so if we break apart the way the data links together with key terms and key data classification strategies, then these tables of data that will exist in somebody's, essentially a transcript log, which is a table of all the different things, the credits that they've earned. And then every time you use this system, it's different models will scan for different types of learning content, and they will pull that into their model and visualize those in different ways. And you want to protect the opportunity in the network to utilize this data in different ways to build more thorough modeling systems or unique approaches to modeling systems. Thought of ways you can build packed points of collections of concepts. Maybe you want to do that for something like calculus. Calculus is comprised of a bunch of requisite concepts and different mathematical strategies. And so digital logic, you could, have a packed point with K-map theory and the different definitions of different logic gates and how they're utilized by K-map. And then there are more advanced versions of digital logic. And so what's the best different way that we can model the data such that it's an extremely versatile system that can be utilized by all these different people with all these different ideas, and then you protect different people will learn better in different areas. And then the social medias partner with different learning networks to represent these learning models in the ways that they believe are best. And now here's that collaboration in the market. And you've got this great team that's strategic pivot, and the social medias are really strategic pivot, okay? But they're working towards these pitch systems. And so I'm gonna talk about that next, but it's important for the education community to understand they are protected to organize in their own way to make this overall system possible, but understand that strategic pivot requires this interactive transcript system in order to build this extremely interactive pitch and bid exploration engine, which is our project management and engagement system. It engages people with understanding the pitch and the bid, and then we can follow along with the project management of those bids and see what their success rate is, see where their budgets differ from their forecasts. And now we're a government of the people that's positioned to really seriously look through this as a business would. And again, continuous improvement programs, you build these sheets, I've managed these programs, and they need collections of concept. Well, that's my approach, is you build these collections of concepts and it's built on top of the interactive transcript system. So there's a lot to talk about here. There are a lot of different tools that can be built, both from the interactive documentaries perspective, as well as the supplemental content like, what is the name of it? Study.com, like Study.com produces. And so those are the emerging markets, and you can help educators understand how they can partner with packaged learning solutions for in the classroom that tie into these supplemental networks. And so that's all what the education community cares about. The way we're building these digital class organization and homework tools, and students will have interactive touchscreens in the classroom that flow to their tablets or personal computers. And there are going to be those systems, and then supplemental content will flow to that. And based upon their interests and things that you can configure, people will see relevant issues or relevant learning content, and you'll be able to see opportunities that qualify for extra credit in different classes. And this promotes a really cohesive, dynamic learning environment that's ready to pivot into whatever we're pursuing now. And so again, all of the tools are there to help us break down this content. If we work together on this system as a society, we'll have an extremely advanced method for managing projects and driving engagement with those projects. Thank you.